You was recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were recording.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, all right, so moving forward, we need to do more shows where we just, like, show more our personality and just, like, make sure when we talk about these topics, we... All right, so you watch like Joe Budden, you watch like Tasha K, them motherfuckers actually, they study what they're going to talk about. They prepare for what they're talking about. Our show is not about the guests that we have on the show. I think the show is about the guests, but they're coming to our show to actually be a part of the show, how we do the show. When we talk about these topics, we talk about.
So so do you still want to interview them?
Yeah, we interview them, but we.
You know what? I think like how we interview. I think like we should ask them. I think like if we talking about a topic or something, we should incorporate how that topic pertains to them.
Because the topics that we're gonna start talking about moving forward is like we're gonna talk about entertainment topics that everything's going on, and we want to make sure that we give more of how we feel about life and how we feel about certain topics and how we feel about things, because we want to give more of the character of who we are and have opposing opinions on these things. I know a lot of people be like, I want to come on your show because they're selfish. People are selfish. They want to come in, they want to show their self, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a part of marketing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Going on podcasts and going on different shows. But if you're going to come on the show, we're going to have conversations too. You know what I'm saying? About like different things that's going on, because if you want to just do that, you could go on a different show and do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to come on our show, we're going to talk about these topics. We're going to talk about these entertainment topics. We're going to talk about these political topics. We're going to talk about different things.
So when we talk about the entertainment topics, should be talking about how, like, okay, just say, like, you know, such and such, this happened to Puffy. Like, okay.
Well, Puffy did this.
Puffy did this.
I mean, we could talk about...
Can you...
Okay.
But listen, like, so we have a guest, like, hey, Puffy did this allegedly, this happened. So if this was to happen to you, how would you handle this? How would your PR team...
Nah, that sounds corny. Okay. What you want to talk, you want their opinion on what's going on, but you do want to make sure you discuss what's going on, your opinion what's going on, because I feel like a lot of times we be trying to play safe. And we be trying to, because there's a lot of stuff that I be thinking about, and I'll be like, that is really not how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, then what? But my thing is, like,
because we're trying to play safe.
But you're more controversial than me. So if I feel like if you say what you have to say, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to agree with you anyway. So that's going to bring me.
But are you not agreeing because you don't agree with my opinion, or you're not agreeing because you don't want to be controversial?
When I don't agree, it's because I don't give a damn about not being controversial. I just don't agree. If I don't agree with you, I just don't agree with your opinion.
I'm just trying to see where you at. Like, I'm not trying to like say that. I'm not saying that is where you at. I'm trying to understand for the conversation.
Yeah, like if me and you agree on something, I'm not gonna be like, even if I agree on it, I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm gonna disagree just for me and you just to go back and forth. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if it's like something that you say that I don't agree with, I'm not gonna say I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna do it just.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like a lot of stuff that we disagree on. I'm trying to say it without trying. I think a lot of times you just disagree because I'm right. No. I'm just saying, like, a lot of stuff, like when we talk about like black issues and stuff. When we talk about black issues, and I say stuff like,
do you want to record this conversation we having now, or do you want to?
I don't care. I think it is recording.
Oh,
is it recording? Yeah. Oh my God, it's recording. Who cares though? Yeah. I'm just saying, like a lot of like, I feel like a lot of stuff, like, I understand the whole idea that racism, slavery, segregation.
Hey man, once you find out we record your voice all changed up, you was like,
oh, it doesn't matter if we record. I'm just
but you got all professional.
But this is how I feel. I'm saying racism, segregation, the wealth gap, and all that stuff created something in this country, right? Yeah. It created something around the world because I feel like a lot of African American people be like, you can't really say nothing because you born in Jamaica. Don't you think that black is affected by these things around the world? The only difference is and this makes me empathize with people that grow up in America. And I'm still a black man growing up in America. When they see me, they see a black man growing up in America, right? And I don't even have an accent. So this is the thing that made me empathize about black people that's growing up in America, is the fact that you are around it all day. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Jamaica, ain't no white people there. Ain't no such thing as racism.
But this is
there's colorism.
But this is okay. I agree with you on that extent. But this is where I don't even want to say disagree. But this is where I have a difference. And when you talk about that, is because like you just said that you can empathize because it's Black America because you all black around the world. But it's like when people come from different countries or whatever, they always want to say, "Well, I'm from Jamaica. I'm from this and that."
Why not say that?
But it's like it seems like you kind of contradicting yourself because you can't. It's like you inclusive when it comes to this, but then you want to exclude yourself when it comes to that.
No, why would I not exclude? If I'm Jamaican, why would I not exclude my?
But you just said you.
But I'm saying our experience is going to be totally different because I am Jamaican, right? Yeah. But I'm saying the understanding is going to come from being a Black person in America.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, even though that you live in America now,
I love Jamaica when I was 8.
I agree with a lot of stuff that you say, that we say or whatever. But then I could kind of understand when people make that comment. I'm not the type of person to do that, but I kind of understand when people do make that comment. Like, well, you're from Jamaica or you're from another country or whatever. Because as an African American in this country, and that hasn't, like me personally, that haven't left, went to somewhere else. That's that when it's somebody else from another country, that's all we hear. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand.
I feel like that's a personal thing. I feel like that's what your experience has been. I don't think that. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, it don't bother me. I think that a lot of times that comes from people that are ignorant. You know what I'm saying? That have not really studied things that's really going on in life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that comes from people that have not read books like The Color of Law. People that don't understand what African Americans go through. Yeah, because, you know what I'm saying? But I think that a lot of times too, being Black in America, I'm still a part of being Black in America, I feel like a lot of times there is an excuse to not better yourself. To not do things better.
I think that's from your personal experience. I mean,
that has been from my personal, and it's been for yours too, because we kind of travel in the same packs of people. So you see these people, dude, these ignorant ass people that we deal with. So I feel like you just don't want to say it because it ain't about me. No, I feel like a lot, and not just you personally. I feel like a lot of people don't want to say it because they feel like they got some type of honor or some type of. You don't owe these motherfuckers shit.
No, but I'm just saying a lot of stuff should, like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of stuff should be discussed amongst us, and it shouldn't be discussed amongst other people. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
I just feel like it should just be discussed amongst us, man. That's how I just feel.
We're talking about as far as the show is concerned.
Not as far as the show, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of stuff that we talk about and we put out there and everything. It's just like I just feel like everybody can't be included in everything that we do.
I'm trying to.
I mean, I'm just saying.
What do you mean? No, I'm trying to. No, I'm trying to see if you're talking about the show or are you talking about like.
No, but I mean, people always say that people always say that we make excuses. It's just like,
oh, I thought you were talking about the show. I was gonna say like, dude, we can't talk about this stuff on the show.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying, how you just going on a tangent? I'm not talking about this, but I'm just saying, like, people always say like, well, we can't bring up what other races doing because we talk about what Black people do, and then all of a sudden it's just like they want to discuss it amongst. So everybody, all these other races could be involved and everything. If that's the case, we should just keep it amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
With media, with social media, and with any type of media, it's kind of hard to keep any. It's kind of hard for white people to keep anything amongst themselves.
But then it's like, it's just like if you say something about violence amongst Black people. Okay, we know it's an issue or whatever, but then when you put up the point that there's violence against white people too, like, well, we're not talking about white people, we're talking about Black people. But it's just like you can't talk. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to agree to disagree because I feel like a lot of times when people say, well, there's this amongst this people, I feel like that deads conversations and that deads like trying to fix things because there we meet a wall where it's like, well, everybody else is doing it, so we might as well don't even have a conversation.
No, I don't.
And I'm not saying that's your personal thing, but I'm just saying, like, I've talked to a lot of people. They be like, well, like I was watching this one podcast, and I can't remember the podcast, and the guy came on there. He was trying to teach them about customer service, and I know that sometimes I have talked to you about going to Black business, and it's like people I would know, and I'm talking about one business in particular that I go to, and it's like somebody that the manager there don't like me from something from like 25 years ago, and but we don't know each other.
I mean, could you blame them?
But I'm trying to have a real conversation.
Okay.
You a manager at a fucking place, right? Yeah. And for 25 years, you don't.
Can we could cuss this?
Yeah. Okay, because we like a lot of minutes in.
Okay.
But you're a manager at a place, right?
Yeah.
And you don't like somebody, and you don't own this place. You're just a manager, so you just need to be professional. And dude, I've been to places where it's probably like another race manager that don't like, but they still have to keep that. Let me see that whole. What's that called? That whole
professionalism.
But sometimes they be a little passive aggressive. You know what I'm saying? They be a little passive aggressive. But sometimes we just aggressive. Because sometimes that's so I would go, and it makes you not even want to support going to so what I'm saying is I support this business, but it makes me not want to support the business, even though I know that this is like a friend of mine's business. But it's like I don't want to support your business because I'm not getting what I get when I go somewhere else.
But if it's a friend of your business, don't you think that you should feel comfortable enough to talk to your friend about it, but let them know what's going on? Because if not only that, but if that's your friend, that's a reflection of his business.
Yeah.
Because if this person is doing that to you, and they know that you his friend, ain't no telling how many more people he's doing it to.
Yeah, I get that, but I just feel like
But let me ask you a question: if you was going to another business that wasn't a friend of yours and that was happening, you would say something. I
would say something because
so how are we rectifying the problem? You know,
because my friend's business is fresh. You know what I'm saying? And I don't.
Yeah, but that's even more reason to say something about it.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would agree with you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like sometimes it's like you want to support, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking from a personal thing. That's something that personally happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe that's not all the case for somebody else. But I know if you're doing that to me, if another Negro come in there that you don't like, you're going to do the same thing to them. Yeah. You're going to do the same thing to another, you know what I'm saying? But when I go to like certain places, and it's a lot of us. We built on emotion instead of professionalism.
But see, that's what the problem is. We're not just because.
And I'm not saying all of us are like that. Yeah. I'm just saying there's a strong amount of us because I feel like a lot of that come from like a lot of these dudes. They be tough and they think because they masculine straight dudes they being tough. You're being feminine. That's your mama raised you to be so emotional. Your mama. That's I totally feel like that. Like dudes be emotional like that. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with sexuality. It has nothing to do with that. You be emotional like that because you raised by a woman. You ain't got no dad. Okay. So your first reaction is an emotional reaction. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I like this nigga. You might as well roll your eyes. Like I don't like this nigga. So I'm just you might as well because it don't matter if you tough and you looking like you trying to square up. You still living off emotion, and that makes you make irrational decisions. That make you make irrational decisions because you a bitch. Because it comes from being a bitch. And I'm not saying that all women are like that, but that's a bitch emotional type of drive that makes you do stuff like that.
I agree with you. Man, you made me lose my train of thought.
Because you agree.
Hold on. But yeah, I agree with you. But my thing is just because. This is what I'm going to say something. Then we can go back to that. But what I'm saying is just because, like, you know, I know it's important to support, you know, black businesses. But like you always say, we don't have an obligation to support.
That's what I'm saying. Like we don't.
And a lot of times,
we don't because I support myself first and foremost.
And like a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie. Like me personally, if it's a service or something I want or whatever, and depending on how bad the service is, if it's something I really want and it's decent, I will go, even though the service is bad or whatever. But if it's something I don't want and the service is out of pocket, I just won't go back. I don't care if it's a black business, white business, any other business. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, I love Jamaican food. Yeah. And I'm Jamaican, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that is the worst service. Like it ain't got nothing to do with African American. Yeah, they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jamaicans on time will show up the next day. And you be like, you go to Jamaica, you be like, you have any aki? It's like, it's 10 o'clock in the day. Yeah, you ain't got no aki?
They ain't got no ivory,
you know what I'm saying? You be like, yeah, and I have any oxtail? Well, tadat. And I have any, you have any stewed chicken? Me not have that either. It's like, dude, you just opened. Like, it's like, and I know 10 o'clock is probably like a off time. I'm saying it's 5 o'clock, it's dinner time. Yeah. That stuff you're supposed to figure out. Do you remember when we went to that Jamaican restaurant? How rude they was?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How rude they was? And it was their first day open. It was their first day open. It was
That's because you told him you was from Jamaica. And you told him
it don't matter. That's what you're running a business, bro.
But you had
you're running a business, and I bought nothing there. I left.
And they had Jamaican beef. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you wasn't
because black people feel like we gotta be nasty towards each
So
other.
is that a black people? Is that a black person thing, or is that a Jamaican thing, or how does that coincide?
All them businesses that I've been to like that, they be like, because niggas won't be professional, and because they rather live off their emotions than to be professional and to like try to because that's why sometimes we lose. That's why sometimes we be losing, because I've been to black businesses or talked to black people that are about service.
Yeah,
and it's like amazing, because you want to know the best service you get from is a black person that's about service. Because man, a lot of times I go to like black women, and then I would get the best service from black women. But look, and I get the worst service from black women.
Yeah,
I get the worst service from black. I told you about that time I went to Starbucks and I was with some white people, and I was like, yeah, let me go through the black line to the sister, because I don't want to look like I'm not gonna. Because you know what? Because I'm black first. Yeah. So I went to the white line, and the white people went to the line with the white girl, and then they was like, they ordered their food or whatever, and I was like, the sister was like, I'll be right back. So I'm like waiting there to order my. This was at Starbucks when Starbucks used to be at Beechwood Mall, and I'm sitting there waiting for her to come back. I look out the door. She on there on her cell phone.
Maybe she had an emergency.
Let me know that you had an emergency, bruh. You're at work.
What's she supposed to say? Like, hey, let me come back. I got an emergency.
No, she said, dude, that's rude. You said, I'll be right back. You are at work. What emergency she have? She was chilling. No, I can't believe you agreeing with that.
So if she told you she was gonna be right back, that still would have been suitable. That would have been fine for you.
So, huh?
That would have been fine for you. She told you I would.
No, because then
you would have been like,
you at work.
But then she would have. But she had an emergency though. But then if she would have
told you had an emergency, okay. Let's say you did have an emergency. You should not be in my sight if you had an emergency. You should be in the back. You had an emergency. No one should see you out in front of everybody on your cell phone. You know what I'm saying? You had an emergency. So, I got to I'm with all these white people, and I got to go to this white girl and order, and got good service, and order my stuff, and then leave. And then I said, then when I was leaving, I said, have a nice day. I said, thank you for your service. She said, you're welcome. And then there's no excuse for this.
Maybe she had an emergency. That's trifling. Man, you never know. I can't agree with you on that, because I don't know the statistics. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, well, you know what? I'm going to continue to go where I go and get good service. If I go to someplace and I get bad service, I'm gonna stop. Spending my money there.
Okay, now I don't want to make it.
I don't care about race or nothing, and I don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like I have to. You know what? When I'm not like at work and I'm not working for somebody, I don't have to subjugate myself to feel a certain type of way when I'm doing things that's supposed to make me feel
good. But let me ask you a question. Do you think she did that because you was a black man?
No, I think she did that because she sucked at her service.
Do you think she would have did it to the white people?
Huh?
You think she would have did that to the white people?
I feel like she would have did it to anybody. She just sucked at her service, and we need to teach our people how to be better at service.
So is that just our people thing, or is it just a her thing?
Dude, a lot of times when I get service like that, it be our people. So why not say it's about our people?
So you've never had bad service from me?
Yeah, I have. But mainly from us. But I've had bad service, mainly.
I mean, okay, now.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just my experience. You probably.
But hold up. You ain't. I agree with you, because there's a place that I go to at least 3 or 4 times a day. I mean, not a day, but 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's this sounds like this dude be going to.
And I go to I go to the bakery.
To the bathroom?
But I do agree with I go to the bakery, right? And every time I go to the bakery, the Caucasian chick that worked there, she's nice, friendly, know what I want already. Because I get the same thing all the time. And they just hired, some of us back there. And one time I'm just standing there, and she didn't even acknowledge me. She just looking like, and until I was like, excuse me, can I get some help or whatever? But this is, and I do agree with you. Sometimes the service is bad. But one thing I will not do is because I've been somewhere, I was at Chipotle one time, and one of us, it was a woman, one of us, she was getting smart with me, popping off in the mouth, and I was in Chipotle with a whole bunch of white folks, and I was like, man, I could go in on her. I said, but that's not a good look, me being a black man, and so I'm like, I'm not gonna engage in the whole conversation going in, but I did call the manager. After that,
okay, Karen.
but my thing is, how do we? That's how we rectify the problem.
Right.
Am I right?
I feel like sometimes we feel like what I was about to say. I said like sometimes we feel that we have to make excuses for bad behavior, because if you don't make excuses for bad behavior, you're gonna sound like a sellout. And then that word sellout to me is somebody that. To me personally, because I be just one dude that we follow each other on social media. He always be like, if I say something like that, he be like, "You a sellout." Selling out to me is not holding us accountable to make ourselves better. Yeah. That's being a sellout. So sellout is when you try to hold yourself to being a bum.
So has he ever gave you an explanation on why he calling you a sellout? Because you just don't agree with
Yeah, because I don't agree with bad behavior. So it's like I don't know if he's just messing with me, but I think that sometimes we subject to feel like we have to be these black people that look at things. It's just like being a Democrat. We have to look at things a certain way, and it comes from a trauma teaching. A teaching of like the traumatic life that we live, and we have to look at everything with trauma eyes. I feel like a lot of times we have, like, that's how we feel forced to look at everything with trauma eyes. You know what I'm saying? And then
what do you mean with trauma eyes?
Black people have been through so much, though.
We have.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, we understand it, dude. But it's still a different time. Dude, a lot of stuff that your ancestors have been through, you ain't been through that.
I know, but I understand it's a different time, but how much has changed? It's like,
oh my God,
how much has changed it, though?
I have a decent career. I was able to go to college. I was able to.
No, you keep saying I.
And many people in my family. Okay. I got a cousin that graduated from Yale. I got a cousin that graduated from Johns Hopkins. I got a cousin that graduated from Penn. There are a lot of people. It's just like sometimes you make those excuses because they're based on looking at life through trauma and be like, well, we've been through so much, so let's stop. And not, you know what I'm saying?
So what are you saying? Like, are you saying that people just don't apply themselves, or are they just being lazy, or they just? I feel like
a lot of the laziness come from, and then a lot of it too is the wealth gap in the country. And we got to recreate that. We got that has to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like some people. You know what I'm saying? The ones that grow up in the suburbs that's thinking like that, and it's like you ain't been through that much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of that is just lazy, and you're just taught to be like that. You're taught to be somebody that feel like, oh, I've been through. Like, dude, I be listening to some people like to feel like you've been through stuff you ain't even been through. I feel like a lot of that stuff. I'm not saying racism don't exist. It does exist. I'm not saying that there's not segregation never happened. It ever happened. I'm just saying that you have to look at life a different way. Look, let me tell you a bad example of how somebody. I had a friend, a light skinned friend, right? We not cool no more because dude, cokehead or whatever he doing. I don't. But he used to always tell me not to go to certain places, right? Because it'd be like white places. Like, don't go to Whole Foods because it's all white people there, and how they gonna be looking at you. But I would go to these places. Don't go to Lifetime, but I would go to these places. And that's the best service I ever got. But I'm listening to this person. I have to look through life through trauma. That because I'm black, I'm going to go through these things. That's imaginary. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't even exist. So I don't want to put myself in. And I'm not saying going to these places are going to make me better, but these places are going to help me. You know what I'm saying?
If you know it don't exist, just because he's saying it, why is it? I mean,
because we taught to look at life like that. To look at life like, because I'm black, I'm always gonna. I
don't think it's trauma. I just think sometimes.
But
I don't think sometimes a lot of his trauma is just being cautious. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's being cautious based on trauma. I mean, and trauma. The word trauma. I'm using the word trauma because racism is trauma.
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing being cautious because of trauma?
It can be. It can be because it actually limits you. It actually limits you. It limits you to not doing things that you probably should be doing. It limits you to not taking care of yourself. It limits you. I feel like that stuff limits you, bro. I'm not saying that you're not going to go in a place and something racist is going to happen. It's probably going to happen. But sometimes the chances ain't even there, and you went through that. You went to that place feeling like something, and you leave and you fine. Dude, when I get pulled over by the police, I am nervous, yes, because I don't want my insurance to go up. Not because I feel like I ain't got license and registration. You know what I'm saying? Not because I feel like there are probably a chance that, dude, my chances of getting killed by the police is less than my chances of getting killed by somebody watching what I'm saying that know me, some Negro that know me that don't like me and want to come over here and shoot me. You know what I'm saying? My chances. So, and I'm not saying that racism don't exist, because there are people that really hate you based just on the color of your skin. But I'm saying, like, a lot of times that stuff, like, making you walk in fear. Like, I mean, I was at the barbershop and they was talking about that, like when they get pulled up by the police, how nervous they. Man, I don't be nervous at all, because guess what? I ain't got certain things in my car. I don't break the law. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no suspect for nothing. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I'm suspect for is possibly my insurance gonna go up, and I'm gonna be mad as hell because I done got a ticket. And I'm not trying to dog nobody that's going through something different, because I know people gonna be like, oh, that sounds like a sellout. Because nigga, quit doing crime. And you won't. It
don't have to be even you doing crime.
I know these.
But just like how you speaking from your experience, I can speak from my experience too.
I've been in racist situations.
There's been a time when it was a police officer that was one of us that years ago when I stayed in Akron when I was younger, just because
he was black.
Yeah, because me and him was messing with the same female, would just pull me over all the time. And you know what I did? I went to the police station and complained about it. They laughed at me.
But how does that have to do with the conversation about black and white? There's some nigga that pulled you over because you was slipping.
It don't matter if it's black or white. You talking about.
It's my slipping with his wife. And
they weren't even married.
That's the sure you know that. They had the same last name, bro.
No, they wasn't married, bro. That's why I'm parking women's driveways, bro.
See, here we go. It's another story. You being messy. You got pulled up because you were messy.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know until she said something. I didn't know.
But I'm just saying.
But no, you talking about the police. I didn't know you talking about the black and white. I thought you just talking about the police.
No, I'm talking about black.
I thought you talking about black people in the police.
I'm talking about black and white. Dude, I remember one time I was coming from Akron. That is so funny. Man, I cussed this police officer out so bad that I'm like, man, he probably should.
But how long?
Because I was going through something.
But how long ago was that though?
Oh, that was a while ago.
That was back in the day. Nowadays they know they could shoot you and get away with it. So I mean,
no. It wasn't like 50 million years ago. It was like
yeah. But I mean, a little bit. They was I'm sure stuff was going on, but I feel like they was a little bit more cautious back then. But nowadays they know they could shoot you on camera and get away with it. So that's why they more, or they can shoot you 130 something times.
Dude, how many times
and get away with it?
What's the chances of that though? Like as far as like police to people to situation without the media forcing it down your throat that this happened every day. What's the chances? Like what is the chances?
So now when it comes to the police, the media is forcing it down your throat. So when it comes to black on black crime, the media is not forcing that down your throat either.
What, dude? All that stuff is being forced down your throat, but it's happening. But it's happening. But when you look at percentages and you look at numbers, black and black crime is higher than police on black crimes.
I mean, because like they say, it's proximity. I mean,
you want to hear proximity. That's not like excuses.
It's proximity.
But you want to. But white people are not killing white people at the rate that black people are killing black people. Asians are not killing Asians at the rate that black people are killing black people. Nobody's killing each other at the rate that black people are killing black people. Have you ever got a gun pulled out by somebody Asian?
No, I don't. Okay, I'm not around nobody that's Asian though.
Okay, but it's still. But I want you to do some math and do some research.
Man, I ain't got to
not math. I want you to do some research though. I want you homework. I want to because we need to look at these things if we're going to talk about these things. Because I know that the percentage of whites killing white people keep killing each other for insurance money.
It don't matter what it's for. It's still nigga. It's still.
But it's not the rate. It's not the rate that we do it. It's not the rate that we do it. Black people kill black people because they jealous, like because of emotions. Because black people, dude.
You trying to say that we the only people that do that?
No, we're not. But I'm saying the rate that we're killing each other is way more than anybody else. Do you want to look it up? I mean, you gotta pull out the but I'm just saying that, dude. Like you're sound like you're talking off feelings instead of talking off facts. I said like the rate that we're killing each other, and I know that the reason why we do this is because of systematic racism, because of all these things that have transcended to make us live in this society that's actually just based on trauma, and this trauma, and some of this trauma doesn't even exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I do understand that the wealth gap is, and without wealth, does make people more subjugated to crime and different things. But I know that a lot of that stuff, man. Like when I look at different areas and stuff, like Euclid, they used to be a real nice neighborhood, and I see all these dudes getting killed over there for nothing. I'm seeing like what happened at what's the name of that place? That bar. Touch of Italy. You know what I'm saying? Dudes getting killed for nothing. Like a lot of dude, I'm around like when I talk to certain people and I hear dudes like be in their 40s talking about fighting or talking about they gonna put their strap on dudes. Like, well, I'm wrong because I'm in the they gun. I'm in the city. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the city with a lot of people that do a lot of different stuff. And I be listening to dudes like, dude, you 40 with bad knees. What are you talking about fighting this dude for? If you don't want to be in that situation with this person or do business with this person, just go on about your business. Like, these dudes be back. I just feel like a lot of stuff be ignorant as hell. So we recording this, man?
Yeah, we established we was recording this 4 minutes.
Okay. Well,
so I mean, my thing is like this situation is a big situation. It's not going to get handled just like this.
Yeah.
I think people need to start small. People need to work in their communities and build up their
communities. And quit thinking these rappers is like are like a lot of these rappers are stupid, are dumb as hell. A lot of these rappers are really stupid, like they're dumb. And
why? So why I gotta go to the rap music?
Why I gotta go to rap music? Because a lot of people think that those are the people that we have to look to for advice on being human.
I mean, I understand the rap music is bad, but I mean, you don't give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt that they know that the rap music is just entertainment. Why is it? Because
rap music started on experience. It started on this is our experience, and then we're telling our stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of people still hold on to that and be like, well, if these are their experiences, that's what they've been through. I want those to be my experience too. So but it's hard to teach a child something outside of what's popular, right? Because my parents raised me, right? Mm-hmm. But the streets raised me too. You know what I'm saying? The entertainment raised me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I remember when we used to like the Dolores Tucker and I'd listen to all that stuff and be like, oh, these people are stupid. These rappers are where it's at. This is what we should listen to. And then I see like years later, like a lot of this stuff ended death.
So are you saying rap music is an influence?
Yeah, everything is an influence, bro. But rap music is an influence to a certain point because it's taught that rap is experience and rap is a black experience, and it's taught that it's a culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's taught like a culture. Like even now, when you look at like there's a lot of popish female rappers that's talking about they cuckoos and they and all that stuff, and it's like a lot of girls be like that, you know, like they subjugate themselves to being those, or they just hold themselves to being those type of black women, and that's what they should be. They're talking about being a hoes and all that stuff, and it's just, I feel like a lot of times it's a bad example of who we are, and we just hold on to it.
But I mean, we just can't say that it's entertainment. Like,
how can we say something is entertainment? You go out on the streets and you seeing the entertainment take place in real life? You saying just people killing each other in entertainment? How many people have you seen this week that's killed each other? Like you see it on the page all the time. Right?
It's been a lot, but you saying rap music is the catalyst behind it?
No, rap music is a part of the catalyst. It's bad teaching and rap music and a lot of other stuff. It's a lot of this stuff. But what I was saying is when people look for rappers to be saviors for the black community, I feel like that's nonsense. They're entertainers, and they're people that just live regular lives like us. A lot of them don't even live them lives.
Yeah, I mean,
and then think about. All right, a lot of these rappers, if you think about it, and I don't even want to say no names, they are gang based. A lot of them are murderers. A lot of them have killed people. Have shot people in their head and killed them. What the fuck what I want to listen to them for? Like, that's not even my life. You know what I'm saying? So I have to program myself to say this is just entertainment. But a lot of young dudes, they can't program themselves to do that because they're just as stupid too. Like a lot of these kids they coincide. So I
mean you with all the big words.
What? Who?
Me.
Coincide. That's not a big word.
Ask T.I.
Yeah, no, not asking T.I. did. Another rapper. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about these rappers. Like, unless it's like J. Cole or somebody, or I'm not saying.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you trying to say they got rid of rap music?
I'm not saying get rid of rap music because it's not gonna go there.
Just hypothetically, your opinion, if they got rid of rap music, then what? How would you feel like the community would be?
So you want to say get rid of rap music?
Just say like they just wiped out all rap music. no rap music.
Okay, I feel like this is the thing that I'm feeling. I'm feeling like we need to get rid of what makes people rap about certain things that is damaging, right? Mm-hmm. Getting rid of rap music, that's like getting rid of rock and roll music. I'm saying the damaging things that we have in our community that is make us feel a certain type of way is what we need to get rid of to actually, the idea. I think we need a new idea. We need a new teach a new way to feel. A new way to, you know what I'm saying? We need what a lot of things what black people need is a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? One thing that black people need is what's the word I'm looking for? One thing I think that black people need is
togetherness, cohesiveness,
therapy.
Yeah,
a lot of people,
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree.
And therapy starts in the home.
Yeah,
how you deal with your children. Mm-hmm. Need therapy, man. We need to have more conversations.
But man, let me ask you the question. But there you go. With all the with everything going on with jobs and working and the education gaps and all that other stuff, you got parents that have to work 2-3 jobs and they not there to help raise their, you know what I'm saying? They not in the household to raise their kids. And I'm gonna just use it for you. And sometimes you can't use the parents for an example, and sometimes you can't because I know my parents were strict. My parents was on my behind and everything, but I still found ways to sneak out the house. And I still found ways. But listen, I still found ways to hang out with people and run with guns and run with drugs and do stuff that I wasn't.
But you always knew the right way, right?
Yeah.
And what do you follow now?
I follow the right way.
The right way, because that is always instilled in you. Some of these people, they don't have that instilled in them to where they know where to go back to.
Yeah, whenever something like this happened in our community, if you ever read comments, the first thing people say, like, the parents need to be there. The parents need to whoop their kids. The parents need to do that. How you know the parents is not doing that? You know what I'm saying? You can't. You can blame the parents to a certain extent. There's a lot of times where you have parents that teach their kids the right way.
I'm just gonna keep it real with you, man. And I don't know your parents, but I'm pretty sure that you had really great parents. But I know some friends that I had when I was growing up, and I grew up in the hood, and their parents was horrible. Their parents sucked. We knew we could go over their house and get high. We knew we could go over their house and get drunk because but my parents didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always knew the right way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I had to go.
But you still went over there. Even though you knew the right way, you still went over there and did what you wasn't supposed to be doing. Am I correct?
But what do I do now?
You do the right
thing. But some people don't have that. Them people that I know that I'm talking about,
yeah,
they doing bullshit their parents was doing. They're the same thing. It's a recycled effect. They don't know the right way. You know what I'm saying? They just continually doing what they were doing that their parents were doing. Because guess what? Unless their parents had like some people I know their parents had, what's that word I'm looking for? Their parents had like wake up call or they fell. What's the word I'm looking for?
Man, you missing a lot of words.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like their parents had to go through something to where they changed their life around. But I'm just saying like I just think that a lot of it be ignorant and excuses, and I'm just like I don't know, man. I hate feeling like I can't go to certain places because I might get shot because this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like nonsense.
But are you talking about the places you talking about? Or is it race specific?
Yeah, very race specific.
I mean, because
very race specific.
I feel like sometimes I can't go to the movie theaters because somebody might shoot up the movie theater.
Dude, what was the chance? That happened one fucking time. You know, like
man, that happened numerous times. I feel like I can't go to a concert or something because somebody's gonna shoot up the concert.
No, I feel like you just being that doesn't happen often, bro. Well, the concert is black. Like most of those concerts where they shoot up are mainly black people. What white concert they been to where they shot up a white concert? Name one, real quick. No, be black. that should be black.
Man, I don't know, man. You talk about race specific.
Race specific. You know that a lot of stuff. We've been recording for a minute, and I'm about to cut this off because I gotta upload it, and it's not gonna upload. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we've discussed a lot of shit, and it's 40 minutes. So,
hey, these are conversations.
These are conversations. So we have conversations like this. So this is what we wanted to.
And I didn't realize we've been recording till
we said forget it. We ain't gonna do a show. We gonna record. We ain't had a guest anyway.
Yeah. So
Don't be rapping racist.
This is what you have. So.
Don't be rapping racist.
Give us y'all feedback.
Give us y'all feedback.